My name is Angela, and I'm giving you news Angie's way. All right, let's get to it. Today we're going to talk about Mr. Volker. Mr. Volker was one of the witnesses that came forward to testify before Congress about his experiences over there while he was in Ukraine. Mr. Volker is a former special envoy to Ukraine. He retired, well actually he didn't retire, he quit. He quit 2 days after the whistleblower report came forth. All right? He's a volunteer. He wasn't getting paid. So he was just doing this on behalf of his country. But I guess he realized things are not going too good with this whole impeachment probe. Or actually, he didn't know there was an impeachment probe at the time. But things weren't going too good after that whistleblower pretty much blew up everything. So he decided it's best for me to get out. Probably, which is a good thing. All right, so he resigned. Let's give a recap of why President Trump is being impeached. President Trump is being impeached because he did a quid pro quo. He asked for something for something. He had the money to give President Zelensky aid to fight off the Russians. The money that we had said that we were going to give to them, the money that Congress issued to give to them, he decided he was going to hold on to it because he needed a favor from this guy. And he even says in his manuscript, which was the perfect manuscript, or transcript, which is not a transcript, is actually a memo. He said, I need a favor though. All right? So it's that favor though that got him in trouble. Because now he's holding up this money that this man's supposed to get to fight off the Russians in order to get something. And the something that he wanted to get from this guy wasn't anything that we needed as a nation. It was something for his own political aspirations. He needed to get this president to say that he was going to investigate the Bidens, particularly Joe Biden, because Joe Biden is his political rival. That's a crime. You can't do that. Not only that, he's asking this guy to interfere into our elections by getting involved. That's not what the framers imagined. And because something like this would come up, and they were prepared for it, this is why we have to impeach him. Because he is allowing, once again, someone to interfere into our elections. You know, he already said, China, you can interfere. You know, he already said that the Russians didn't do it, but China can do it, and Ukraine can do it. But yet the Russians didn't do it. So he's just all over the place with this. Anyway, this is why he's being impeached. I gave you a little bit too much information. I did a little improv. But this is why he's being impeached. So let's get back to Mr. Volker. All right, so Mr. Volker, in his testimony, we're just going to read some of his excerpts of what he was saying in his testimony. All right? Mr. Volker said he raised concerns with a number of people from May to August about the role played in U.S.-Ukraine relations by Rudy Giuliani, the president's personal lawyer, and that he had never seen someone in a position like Giuliani play a similar part in U.S. foreign relations. So, Mr. Volker tried to inform Mr. Trump about Ukraine's new president, whom he believed was different from his predecessor and worthy of U.S. support. Volker said that Mr. Trump replied that it wasn't what he heard, because he heard Giuliani tell him the opposite. So, I know I got to laugh at this. This is like a he say, she say. So, because Giuliani was feeding this information to Donald Trump, he decided that this was not a country that he was particularly fond of. But yet, he still wanted the guy to do his dirty bidding. The irony of that. You don't like the person, but you know what? I'm going to get you to do some dirt for me. So this is what they did, all right? He also said that at one point the Ukraine asked to speak to Giuliani because Giuliani was out there bad-mouthing these people. Now he's over there. He's over there now doing the president's bidding, and he's bad-mouthing these people. You know, the audacity. He's bad-mouthing these people. So at some point, the president wanted to just meet with Giuliani just so he can clear the air, so he'll understand that they're not the same as they used to be. You know, the old president is gone. I'm the new president. And I have nothing to do with what happened before. So that's what they were trying to do. All right. He said that I became aware of the president being interested in investigations concerning Vice President Biden and his son on September 25th when the transcript of the phone call came out. So he's playing a straight line. He's not going on this side. He's not going on that side. He said that he didn't know anything about it. Although things were fishy, Giuliani was over there, but he didn't know anything about it. He didn't ask no questions. So he just knew that the president didn't like the Ukrainian people because of, he said, the corruption. And he particularly didn't like them because he said that they interfered into our election to help him win over, to help him lose to Hillary. They were interfering. This is how crazy these conspiracies are. That they were interfering into our elections to help Hillary, but Hillary didn't win. He did. So he was upset about that because he heard through Giuliani that this is what was going on, and he believed it. So when asked whether the president had withheld or delayed a meeting with Zelensky until he committed to investigating the 2016 election, Volker said, he said we had difficulty scheduling a meeting, but there was no linkage to that. So he was saying, I don't know if because, he was holding the money because we couldn't get the meeting. I don't know about that. So I'm not going to tie those two together because that's what they're trying to get him to tie those two together. But he said, no, I'm not going to tie those two together. So, all right. So during the July 25th call with Mr. Zelensky, Mr. Trump said there is a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. Now, so the prosecutor back then that Joe Biden encouraged the Ukrainian people and also the United Nations, the different countries decided, the allies of the G7, they all decided that this prosecutor had to go along with the president. But Donald Trump is saying that there's some things going on about that prosecutor, and Biden was investigating him, and Biden was the one that made sure he got out of the office, and so he wants that to be investigated again. So why would you look into something that somebody was already corrupt and we got rid of? I'm sorry about that. One of my screens just popped up for me. Yes, I am on the computer, but I will be getting my camera. Woo! So you'll be able to see my eyes and you won't see that glare as well. But anyway, let's get back to this, okay? Things happen. So anyway, so why would you want to investigate something that already transpired and that we got rid of because, and this is during Obama time, we got rid of this guy because of corruption. So if we got rid of corruption, why are you trying to investigate more corruption if we already got rid of that corruption? It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway. And so he said, so he wants to find out about that, to investigate about why he let that guy go. And then, so whatever you can do with the acting, with the attorney general, with the acting, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense how they got this typed in. So whatever you can do with the Attorney General would be great. They added some extra words in there that wasn't needed because I'm reading verbatim. So whatever you can get from the Attorney General would be great. So this is how Bill Barr got involved, because he mentions Bill Barr name in the not the manuscript, in the menu. I mean, in the memo. He mentions Bill Barr's name in the memo, along with Giuliani. So Mr. Volker also said, and while Mr. Trump didn't specifically use the word investigate with Zelensky in reference to Biden, Volker said, I don't think you can make any other assumption than that. Meant investigating in an official legal channel. So what he's saying here, because these words are all kind of choppy. They're not even really making any sense, but I get the gist of what they're trying to say. So what he's saying here is that he didn't say it. So I can't tie that to him because he didn't say it. I didn't hear him say it. I didn't know there were a quid pro quo at the time until the whistleblower said there was. And so he's covering his tracks. He's covering his tracks. He's already gone. He's covering his tracks. He ain't making no enemies. He's covering his tracks. He was a volunteer, so he's just covering his tracks. And he said, however, in the conversation with the Ukrainian officials, they never communicated a belief that there was a quid pro quo. So that's another thing that Donald Trump is saying, that they weren't pressured because they didn't think they were being pressured, so they weren't being pressured. And so he's saying that he didn't, they didn't feel that way. That's what he said, that the Ukrainians didn't feel like they were being pressured by Donald Trump. Of course, they're not going to tell him they're being pressured by Donald Trump because he is part of the United States. He is one of the envoys. So why would they say to him, oh yeah, you know what, your boss is pressuring us. We don't like what's going on. Why he pressuring us? We just need our money. He's not going to say that. They're not going to say that. So they're going to go along with it. No, we're not being pressured. You know, we understand. We understand. They need the money. It's not funny because it's crazy how people will use other people to their advantage in the worst way, because these people are literally fighting for their lives, and you want to hold their money so you can get them to do some dirt for you. But yet you don't like them at all, but you want them to do some dirt for you. And they know this, but they stuck between a rock and a hard place. So that's the testimony of Mr. Volker. He did add some more things to his testimony later on. He was cooperative. He's not going to be one of the guys that's going to go forth next week to testify. He's not going to be one of those. It will be Bill Taylor, I believe Maria Yovanovitch. I don't think they're going to get Giuliani. I don't think they want a circus. I think it's about 4 key witnesses. So I'm excited. I look forward to these testimonies, these public hearings. I hope you look forward to it. And if you get a chance, listen in on it so you know what's going on with what happened with your president and why he's being impeached. I will continue to update you about what is going on through these public hearings. I will let you know what I hear and give you my take on that as well. So once again, I'm just here just to give you a take of what's going on, give it to you real quickly within 15 to 20 minutes so you understand why he's being impeached. So until next time, y'all stay safe. Peace.